Welcome to Kalisu Online. Written tests enable a deeper evaluation of a student's answer to a question compared to a quiz test. While in a quiz test, a student's answer to a question is either right or wrong, and hence is awarded 0 or full marks. In a written test, a student's answer to a question can be partially correct, and hence is awarded marks ranging from 0 to full marks. While award of marks in case of quiz tests is automated, award of marks for written tests is manual, requiring careful evaluation of the student's answer script by faculty. That said, just like quiz tests, the performance of students in written tests serves as feedback, both to faculty and students, on how well the students are learning the subject matter of the course being taught by the faculty. In this video, I will show you how to create and launch a written test. Shown on this slide is the main menu of Kalisu Online. Click Faculty and Login using your faculty password. You will now see the Faculty menu. In the menu, click Written Tests. You will now be asked to originate a written test. Accordingly, click Initiate the process. You will now be asked to input the topic of the course for which this written test process instance is being launched. Accordingly, input the topic. Notice that, in the present example, the topic that has been input is thermodynamics. Now click Submit. And finally, click Select. You will now see the written test process instance, as shown on the slide. Notice that you are advised to first upload the question paper. In the present example, the question paper will be on thermodynamics. Accordingly, upload the question paper using the form provided for this purpose. After uploading the question paper, this is what the written test process instance looks like. The next step is to record the marks schedule. The marks schedule is simply the maximum marks allotted to each question in the question paper. Accordingly, click Record Marks Schedule and record the marks schedule. Now click View Marks Schedule. You will now see the marks schedule that you just recorded. Satisfy yourself that that is indeed what you recorded. Now click Submit, whereupon the written test process instance gets launched. Once launched, it becomes accessible not only by yourself, but also by each of your students. Let us now see what the written test process instance looks like to you, and thereafter, what it looks like to your students. Here is what the written test process instance looks like to you, the faculty. Notice that the process instance is in the withdrawn state. Now let us see what the process instance looks like to your students. Here is what the process instance would look like to a student. In this example, by name Shriram Raghuram. Since the process instance is withdrawn, Shriram cannot even download the question paper, let alone answer the questions and submit. You can enable the test by clicking Enable Written Test, and thereafter refreshing the page. And here is what the written test process instance will look like to you. Since the written test is now enabled, when Shriram Raghuram logs in as a student and clicks Written Tests, here is what he would see. He downloads the question paper by clicking the download link pointed to by the blue arrow. He then writes his answers to the questions on one or more sheets of paper. He then scans the answer scripts and creates one single PDF file. He finds instructions on how to do this by clicking the link pointed to by the red arrow. He next uploads the answer script PDF file using the form pointed to by the green arrow. Finally, he clicks the Submit button pointed to by the yellow arrow. Upon submission, this is how the written test process instance presents itself to Shriram Raghuram. Let us now get back to your view of the written test process instance, the top part of which is shown on the present slide, while the bottom part will be on the next slide. And here is the bottom part of the written test process instance. Notice that, as of now, 5 students have submitted their answer scripts. Notice also that Gordon Greenidge has submitted his answers in 2 parts, namely, Answer 1 and Answer 2. You can download each student's answer script, then go over the answer to each question, then record the marks you award for each question, along with your comments and advise to the student. In order to record your marks and comments, click Award Marks. You will now see a form as shown on the slide. Notice that the form is consistent with the mark schedule you recorded earlier. Select the student whose answer script you are evaluating, in this example, Vincent Peel. Next, record the marks, along with your comments, as shown. Finally, click Submit. Immediately thereafter, Vincent Peel receives his performance report by email, as shown. In the same manner, you can record the marks and your comments for each of the students who have submitted, and they will, of course, receive their performance reports by email, just as Vincent Peel did. And now, back to the top part of your view of the written test process instance. By clicking View Students' Performance. Summary. You can know the total marks obtained by each student. Should you wish, this information can become part of the final grade you award to a student at the end of term. By clicking View Students' Performance. Details. You can know the marks obtained by a student for each question in the test. You can use this information to advise a student on which subtopic of the course he or she should revise. Based on this information, some faculty do indeed conduct special classes or hold tutorial sessions focusing on subtopics. And finally, suppose you have enabled the test on a Monday and informed the students that their answers are due not later than the following Wednesday. You can withdraw this test on Wednesday evening, whereupon no student can access the test thereafter. At the end of term, make sure to click Archive so that this written test process instance is not accessible by students of a next semester. In case you wish to reuse the question paper of the present written test process instance, that is quite easy. Simply create a fresh written test process instance the next semester and attach to it a copy of the present question paper. Written tests facilitate a deep evaluation of your students' understanding of the subject matter of the course you're teaching. You now know how to create and launch a written test. You also know how to record the marks you award to a student, so that the information can be referred to both by yourself and your students. Thanks for watching. From Team Kalisu Online.